Is this stock right here worth your time and money? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Rico here with another trade opportunity. You notice that I just say trade opportunity, not necessarily an investment. So here's the thing. DWAC. I know there's three of them. I think DWAC and then DWACW and then DWACU. But they're all the same. They're just SPACs, and we all know already what these are all about. They're trying to merge with the Trump Media and Technology Group, which is TMTG, I believe, and to basically form not only a social media platform that's truth, but they also want to go after like Netflix and Disney Plus. It's kind of the big plan that they have. They also want to go after, like the news media like CNN and blah blah blah, NPR, whatever. But it's all kind of in place. You just remember, they're going against. The plan is to go against the big dogs, and because the plan is to go against the big dogs, it's going to take a lot. Not just a SPAC, not just whatever. It's going to take a lot. So it's not going to be an easy process. But that's not why we're here. We're not here about all the fundamental analysis. We're here about this right here on the screen and what's going on with it, and is it really worth your time? So here's the thing. We all know that display went up only based on speculations and everything that's going on. So all that speculation after the news started was rumor, and then it was confirmed, and then we're here. But now, after we get to this point, and what could happen next? I just want to make sure this is not financial advice, and it doesn't necessarily mean this is completely a trade opportunity. And the reason why I'm saying a trade opportunity is because everything that's happening within this stock, it's all based on whatever news is going to be coming out, whatever new rumor is going to be coming out. So right now, what we have is we have a confirmation of whatever merger and what's going on. But we don't have, there's a lot of things that are still not clear. How is it going to happen? When it could happen specifically. And there's so many things that needs to happen. And that's going to be clearing the path to show us exactly, what we're actually looking into. And as all these things are coming up, basically I'm calling these as potential positive catalysts. Well, of course, we want them to be positive catalysts because the expectation is already too high. Because when we talk about Trump and we talk about cancel culture and all this social media and basically freedom of speech and all that stuff, because I'm not trying to be political here, okay? I'm just talking about the stock itself. So just stick up with the stock. Don't kill me in the comment below. Again. So now, when you look at all these things, we see as if it's going to be positive catalyst, which means now that we've seen what had happened with this news coming up, and the CEO of this basically SPAC, or should I say CEO or someone who represents this SPAC, because it's not exactly a company just yet, saying they're going to be coming up with more information within the next, week, couple weeks, whatever, to show us more of what could potentially happen and how they're going to be moving forward with this. So that's another catalyst that's going to happen. But as far as technicals, as we're looking at this, we've noticed one thing is we have been, you see right here, kind of right there. I think I already have, but you can kind of see what's going on right here. It's kind of been acting as a support. This is a 4-hour chart. It's not necessarily a strong support because we've never been here before. So we're basically starting out to see what the all-time highs and what new pattern that we're actually starting to create. So this is my 50 moving average. You can tell that we're still below, and earlier this morning we actually ran up all the way up to it, but it acted as a resistance and then we got rejected. And then as you can see, the next candle in the 4 hours is kind of trying to pump back up, but it's not just yet, which means we're still a little bit below this 50 moving average in the 4-hour chart. But if I were to do this right here and kind of do it like that, we're starting to see kind of a clear picture getting drawn because we're making another we're kind of creating another pattern that's coming up because it's based on all these things going on. So if I'm looking at this pattern, I'm starting to see as like, okay, it looks like we're starting to make the first lower high. You see already what I'm talking about? And it might also start to look like a little bit of a cup and a handle. Not just yet, but it's starting to look like one. So also, another thing is if I were to come to the candle that was closed up the highest on the 4-hour chart and I do this, and right there, now you kind of have an idea of what I think could potentially happen. This is the stock market. It could react completely different from this, and we could see it going even lower than that and find another level of support. But if we try to put together different type of pattern that we've seen before with different type of stocks and what it pattern tends to repeat themselves, but even though this one is basically breaking new levels, new highs, again, like I said, first thing that I'm noticing is starting to make the first higher low. And now, not only that, we're making this triangle here, and it looks like we're getting close to it. Second here, we're still below a little bit. I mean, third, it's still below this 50 moving average, but it seems like we're trying to go, even though we got rejected, but it seems like we're trying. And as you can see, these last 4 candles are kind of following along this line and above it. So it seems to me like we found a support along this line right here. And now, another thing that I think it's important is the catalyst that's going to be coming out and all the news that are going to be following and telling, basically guiding in how this merger is going to happen and, adding whatever fundamentals and how they're going to go about with it. It's going to give more momentum within the stock to show which direction it's going to go. So if the news are even better than what we anticipate, I'm not going to be surprised to see it reach another all-time high. Am I going to say that this is a completely fundamental play and it's going to win? No. Usually, things like this ended up dying down, maybe back to like 20s or something. But it's still a trade opportunity. And when we see trade opportunity, we prefer to send some signals. And it looks like we found support around these levels. So we keep that thought in mind because I want to pull up something else that literally has to do with this and is PHUN. Funware. We know that Funware exactly is kind of the one that's being eyed to be the part or the technology company that's going to be dealing with putting together the social media platform from this deal of DWC and TMTG together through social. And since this is one that's been eyed to be able to do this, again, you can kind of see the similarities in the other chart that I just pulled up and this one. You can literally see they have the same thing, and we literally have found support somewhere right here. And again, we're testing back into the 50 moving average, which is acting like a resistance so far. And we're completely oversold down here on a stochastic. So there is a possibility of a rubber band and a reversal into this. And again, watch for the catalyst because the catalyst help the momentum to take the stock to another level. Since we are making new, should I say new, the words are leaving my brain right now. But what I'm trying to say is this is like a different kind of pattern that's coming up. And it seems as if, whatever is going to be coming up in the news, the catalyst for how is this going to go about, it's going to play a lot in how these technicals are going to be moving forward. These, again, I'm saying as of right now, so far, they're still trade or technical play or trade plays only. They have nothing to do with fundamentals because we don't know all the finances and everything hasn't. We need all the information to be able to make sense if it's going to be a long-term play where you should invest. But so far, it seems to be a pretty good deal for a trade opportunity. So that's kind of where my thoughts are. And I would say that, once something runs up, he always pull back. But when he pulls back too, there's always a little bit of rubber band that always happens within the next few days. So we should expect a little bit of rubber band higher. At least a little bit. Doesn't mean it's going to go to all-time high. It could, depending on what's going to happen. But it is a possibility. It's basically an opportunity of a trade that, should catch anyone who's in the stock market's high. Anyway, I wanted to mention these ones because I believe that they have potentials, and I believe that we should be watching them. We should be watching them where we think they're gonna be going. So right now, PHUN is at $4, which is pretty good. We have a lot of upside because if we, go back up, we have a chance to go all the way, probably 12 as a resistance, and then it could keep going. Again, if I were to bring back the DWAC, there we go. Oh my goodness. There we go. DWAC, again, we have a lot more going on. I know we ended up closing that day. We were all-time high at 100 and something, and it looks like, it's going to be the next resistance somewhere around 112, and right now we're basically trading at $61. So literally 50% off from the close of the all-time high. I would say it was 175, but really we closed, we were down to like 170 and then all the way down, and then basically came back up here, and we can see we have basically 2 points of reference showing 112 being the level where we could actually find resistance. And actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 candles literally ended up at the same level, which could be the next resistance. If, and only if, the catalyst coming up, momentum, and everything else is going to be positive, and it's going to play in our favor. So watch out. Again, as always, I wanted to mention something. When you watch this video, please do your own due diligence too. Just, look up, try to make sense of it. Don't just follow whatever. Again, it's not financial advice. Don't follow just whatever I say. This is my personal opinion. Do your own due diligence and see what makes sense to you and what deal you think you should buy. So that's very important. Again, as for me, also, one more thing. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm going to put the link below. We actually have a Twitter account, and we usually post a lot of these watch lists, and we send them out like in a morning briefing. We send out what's the watch list, for the day, like pre-market runners, and also watch list for the week. And during the day, we also send out signals for those who are running up, like stocks that are potential for trade. Again, so just on Twitter you will find those, and don't forget to follow us also on Instagram, where we post a lot of these things and what news and what we're prepared to do with on this channel. So thanks again, guys, for watching this video. I want to make it short and cut it right here. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so you get videos like this one every single time we post them. Now, as for me, as always, I'll see you, I just talked too much, in my next video. Bye bye.